everybody, and welcome back to Otaku Oasis podcast. My name is Matthew, and I'm here with.
Joshua, and we are here covering Chainsaw Man, which we are covering the first season. So well, not the full first season. I guess I should
I was about to
correct that.
say,
Yeah, not the full 12 episodes. Sorry, we normally cover 12 episodes for short seasons like this, but we're not this time. We're only covering the first seven, um, and covering what is it, chapters 1 through 21. That's yeah.
sounds right to me.
All right. So, what do you think of Chainsaw Man?
I really enjoy it.
Yeah, I think it has very interesting themes. I'll say this now, it doesn't exact like I hear it apparently it gets better, but at least just based off the first season, it hasn't quite per se grabbed me with the characters per se. I'll just put it that way.
Yeah, I I really enjoy. I mean, I don't know. I think Denji can be a little much a lot of the time, but other than that, I enjoy the characters. I enjoy the show. Though I think they over rely on sex jokes to make it work. No, Chainsaw Man.
Um, I don't know if I necessarily fully agree with that.
I don't know. It's just
I mean, it's mostly just like I guess I can understand because like it's kind of related to Denji's main goals a lot of the time.
it
But
just feels like every 5 seconds Denji's talking about how he wants to sleep with someone or wants to touch boobs. It's like I get it, that's your main goal, but like calm down a little.
well, I mean, it's also very much just to be and like the antithesis of a lot of shonen protagonists because a lot of people shonen protagonists is like my big dream is to be the number one such and such or the greatest such and such.
Yeah,
Very much a lot of this series I can tell just based off of these episodes is like
parody.
it well, it's just like the big goals in life aren't necessarily like the only driving force for a person. And
Yeah, and it's a good goal message to have, but like it there comes a time when you do the joke one too many times. I don't remember exactly when it hit me. It's like, all right, this is getting annoying, but I
I
do.
don't know.
It's just like,
It
oh,
to
yeah,
me it felt like it served the plot because very much Denji is meant to be a character that's not exactly meant to be
likable.
societally well adjusted. Yeah, likable is another term for it as well. Um, yeah, but like, because like I'd honestly say some other characters we meet later on are a lot better.
Yeah.
Not Makima though, not by a long shot.
Do you not like Makima?
I'm sorry. Do you not notice how much she gaslights all the people she works for?
Uh, yeah, I don't know. I guess I
Sorry,
fell victim for it.
she's just based off of these 7 episodes. She screamed sus to me. My feelings only became cemented later on.
Hmm,
But I won't get into discussing that too much because you haven't seen the back half.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, just at least starting off with the first like little part with the introduction of Denji and the whole plot leading up to him becoming Chainsaw Man. What do you think of that part?
I liked it. I mean, I don't know. It was good. I liked it. It's this is one of the animes. Like I'm not gonna. I don't feel like I need to sing the praises of it. It was good.
Oh no, I'm not asking you to
Yeah.
sing praises. I'm just asking for your actual thoughts.
I I I don't know. I just kind of I'm finding it hard to say more than it was good. I enjoyed. I guess I enjoyed. Like it was weird. I don't know. I kind of felt. I understand like he didn't have a choice in this, but I don't know. I don't know why I'm having trouble trying to describe it. Um, What? So you're asking me like what I thought of the like before he becomes the Chainsaw Man?
Yeah, basically everything leading up to it. You can even include like just, I
Yeah.
mean, some simple things would just be like what, like, it's like what do you think of the relationship between him and Pochita?
I love the relationship with him and Pochita. Oh my god, it's so cute. That
Yeah,
I really do enjoy that, and I do understand why he is so protective of the like why he's so not, like I guess like why he's so standoffish with Power when Power says she's a cat girl because I can see it.
yeah, well, I think we'll get into it once we get into the Bat Devil arc, but
Yeah.
this show uses the same thing as the driving motivation twice in a row, and I don't like the trope in the first place as a driving motivation.
Is it like why Denji does these things?
Well, more of it's because uh because I put an animal in danger, you must care about the characters, right? Right? Is what I feel it's saying, and
Well,
I just
all right. So yeah, oh, I guess you're talking about Denji is the first one.
mhm.
Yeah, yeah, I could see that. Yeah, that is kind of repetitive.
Yeah, I mean, at least to me, and it's also I can understand that, like, just at least from my personal perspective, it is a pet peeve of mine. I really don't like the trope in any show I watch.
Yeah, I mean, then that's fair. Um, though I do think there's more to like why you should feel bad for Denji than besides his pets in
Oh well,
danger.
no, no, there is definitely more to Denji, but I definitely did not feel that with Power.
Oh, absolutely not. No, I do not really like Power as a character.
I don't mind Power as a character.
At least her
She's
introduction is shaky. It gets better after that, but
Yeah, I mean, if you want context on potentially why the way the character is a lot of just very randomness, just keep in mind that the character was inspired off of Cartman from South Park.
wait, really?
Yes.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where the author took inspiration from.
Oh, I can see it too. Oh god. Yeah, that makes sense now that you say that. Alright. Yeah, I think looking back, none of these characters are really likable. But they're supposed to they all have these like tragic s backstories to make you try to feel bad about them.
Yeah, yeah, it's like very much I find myself just being a third person observer for
Yeah.
this
It's like they're like
show.
for a lot of the shows, it's like, yeah, I care about these characters, but like no, Denji's just a perv. Power's manipulative and I don't like it. Same with Makima, and then Aki is just
I
a
don't think Power is
jerk.
really manipulative.
No,
She's just really
originally, like when we first introduced to her, she's
okay. Well, yeah, originally, but
and then
after
she's
that,
just
just
like
there.
I'm the best, yada yada yada, which I didn't like it with Bakugo. I didn't like it with most characters that act like that. Don't like it here. But I don't know. Yeah, and then Aki's the one I actually kind of feel the most bad for, but he's also just kind of a prick.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, there are points of Aki where I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah,
It's like,
but there's
yeah,
also
you're like
points of Aki
you got a
I'm
shitty
like,
life, you lost your family to the Gun Devil, but like you're just a dick.
yeah, I'm like, it doesn't excuse these actions.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I think I end up liking a lot more of the side characters that we get introduced
Yeah,
in
like
the
the like
Eternity Devil arc.
yeah, and the Eternity Devil, I love those side characters. I think those are the best characters. We should be following them.
Well, I don't. I mean, I know the purpose is like that. It's very much in theme that it's with these characters that are very much kind of crazy in their
Yeah,
own
I
sense,
mean, and
and
speaking of
we
side
should
characters in the
like
Eternity Devil arc, how old is Denji again?
Denji. He is, I believe, 16.
All right.
Yeah, let me just. Yeah, yeah, 16.
No, I guess it's fair then. Fair game.
Yeah, yeah. Shoot, what a.
Yeah, and all right. I guess now that we've talked about it more, I can now my brain's opened up. So going back to like the before he becomes Chainsaw Man, I got weird. It was like I got very mixed signals between Denji and the Yakuza boss. Because, like, it
Mhm.
kind of seemed like the Yakuza boss had some, like, parental feelings towards Denji, but then also willingly sold him over to the zombie devil.
Uh, yeah, I'd more say like
Like,
I
he
don't
kind
know.
of
It
felt
was
bad
very
for
much.
him and, like, was kept giving him work to try and take care of him. Or at least that's how I
I
kind
don't.
of
I
felt
don't
like
really.
it.
I felt like it was more he was just there because he was able to bring to still pay. Otherwise, he would have offed him like
Oh, I don't know.
immediately.
It sounded like there was some pity in his voice when he was talking about Denji to the guy in his car. Around the scene where the guy made him eat the cigarette.
Hmm. Yeah, no, like I know what you're talking about. Just
And I also am famously bad at misreading signals, so I definitely could have gotten that wrong.
yeah,
I'm very bad at not taking things at face value.
yeah. There's I lost my train of thought. Um, I'll get back around to it. It's probably because I was spending like the past minute trying to remember one character's name.
Which character?
Himeno.
Himeno?
Himeno.
Which one's that?
The one with the eye patch.
Is that the girl that Denji sleeps with at the end of this part we watched?
Uh, uh, Not really sleep per se, but sleeps in the same bed as,
Oh no,
yes.
I thought they actually did it. They fade like it was a fade to black, and they were doing it at the very end.
Oh, it's probably revealed in episode 8, but yeah, they don't actually do it.
Oh, all right. That's why I asked about his age, because like, that's a hell of a way to end it off, I guess.
Yeah, no, they don't end up doing it.
Oh, all right, that makes sense.
Someone's too drunk.
Oh, did she just fall asleep immediately?
Hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, so I mean, it's still a shonen property, so technically that stuff can't really happen. Like it can get pretty bloody. You're allowed to get pretty bloody, but
They couldn't. They can't even do like a fade to black type thing.
nope.
Wow, that is some interesting standards.
I mean, it Shonen Jump at least. I don't know about other ones.
So I'm guessing Guts wasn't shonen then.
Oh no, no, Guts is seinen.
That
Guts is
makes sense.
technically or not Guts, but Berserk is
Oh yeah,
self-published.
that makes sense. How he was able to get away with that. I will not let that go. I am scarred for life, having had read that.
The first few chapters, well, actually, for quite a while, it was published in magazines, but like seinen magazines, you're allowed to do that stuff.
All
So
right, yeah, because like I remember reading that at work, and I'm like, what did I just read? I flipped to a
it,
random page, and that was the page I flipped to.
yeah, it's certainly like I mean it's dark fantasy, so
Yeah, that's when I'm
it's
like, if you know, you know, and if you don't know, don't look it up. It's not worth it.
no, it's a good show. Just you have to know what you're getting into
Yeah.
because it's like I mean it's not that like the story can't be hopeful I guess per se, but it definitely can get pretty dark at times.
Wait, is this AO not shonen?
SAO is technically neither
Oh.
because
Yeah.
it's a light novel.
Oh, right. It's a light novel. I forgot that it was a light novel first.
Yeah, so I mean, I think the manga is published in a shonen magazine, I think.
So I'm
But
gonna guess that they didn't even cover, or they had to like very heavily censor what happened at the end of season one.
yeah, they. Well, I mean, I honestly would not know. I don't read the manga for light novels
That's fair.
anymore because I'm like, if I'm gonna experience it, I'm gonna experience it the proper way.
This is fair.
So I do not fully know.
Fair enough.
Excuse the train.
Yeah, it's all right.
um, but yeah. Anyways, getting back onto it. So I guess anything else to say about the introduction? I guess we do technically get introduced to Makima at this point, which
I Alright, so I kinda understand how Pochita was able to like, I get Pochita able to reattach the limbs, but was Pochita so I'm guessing the story is Pochita's also able to regrow all of the lost organs that Denji had?
Yes.
Alright, I guess.
Yeah, I don't find it that absurd.
No, yeah, I was just does Denji even make comments on the fact that he has both of his eyes again?
Nope. Never once does he bring that up.
Yeah, I was like, how did he not just is he even aware that he has them both back?
Well, I'm pretty sure he's aware. I think they just don't make a big deal out of it. A lot of this writing, like in Chainsaw Man, I'll say is it gives me a lot of vibes of like postmodernist stuff. So like
Yeah, it just feel very
a lot of
critiquey of
things,
anime in general.
a lot of the things that you feel should happen won't happen, and a lot of the things that you think won't happen will happen.
Yeah. I
Um,
yeah, it does seem like a very
it's
big
not necessarily a bad thing, I
no.
don't think, but
I mean
it's
every
just one of
media
those things. It's a very different vibe. I'll put it like simply like that, and
yeah.
I don't mean it like negatively, but
No, I mean every medium needs its critique every once in a while, and this does kind of feel like what it's going for.
yeah, no, it very much is like it's like meant to be not only its own thing, but also like very much the a lot of Fujimoto's works tend to be like anti-shonen
I was just
way.
this feels also very much like a parody of JJK because they have a very similar story beat.
Yeah, I think that's more a coincidence than anything.
Yeah.
Um,
Which one came out first, like in the manga?
I think JJK came out just a little bit before, if
Alright.
I'm remembering correctly.
Because it's like,
Let's
huh,
see.
these are very similar.
Yeah, it started. Chainsaw Man started in December 2018. Jujutsu Kaisen started in March 2018. So yeah, they started very close to each other.
Nice.
Just very coincidental.
Fair enough.
Um, but yeah. Otherwise, any thoughts on Makima's introduction or
I don't know. Seeing as I kind of fell for Makima's gaslight gatekeep girl boss, I don't know. I understood Dan that she probably doesn't actually have any feelings for Denji other than you're useful to me, so I'm letting you live, or you're an interesting science experiment.
Mhm.
But yeah, I don't know. Originally, I thought she was doing it out of her niceness, but I guess I misread that.
Yeah, I don't know. At least personally to me, I did not like her off the bat, because her statement of like, oh, I'll either do this or I'll kill you like the WR immediately, and then basically asks him to obey otherwise.
Yeah, no, looking back, it is very interesting. Um, putting it lightly. No, I can see that she's not a good character. But like not in that her character is written poorly, no, it's that she's a well written bad character.
Yeah. To be fair, I think that's a lot of them. It makes it also in a way sometimes pretty hard to get behind a lot of the characters.
Yeah. Yeah, just now the only line I can think of from Makima is her the only thing that come out of my dogs are yes or woof, and then Denji immediately goes woof, and I'm like, what am I watching?
Yeah,
It's like what
I'm like
what?
I'm like if that's not a red flag immediately, I don't know what is.
Now the real question, is it a red flag about the characters or the show? Because honestly it seems like it's both.
I'd say more about the character than anything,
Yeah.
but I mean you could take it to the show if it's not your cup of tea. See,
Yeah.
I'm the type of person who is willing to analyze even media that I'm not too big on.
No, I'm willing to do this. Like I'm willing to watch this to completion, but It is
Yeah.
interesting, I'll say that much.
Mhm. Yeah.
So what's the rules with the what is the rules with the demons? Like, do you have to cut off their head or kill their heart? Because it seems like they do both and they don't stick to which one it is.
There's no like real set rules, and it's honestly kind of like I think it. I think for most people it's not a problem because good action go burr, even though I'd like it's okay action at best.
Yeah. No, I'm trying to think if
Um,
there's any like the only big action scene that I can really remember was the Bat Devil fight and then the fight after that.
and to be fair, a lot of the action in the show is, let me just put it this way: there are the people who will love the show regardless, just because of the show of like the manga that it's based on, and they think, oh yeah, it being cinematic is not necessarily a bad thing. And you have the opposite camp who knows how wild the manga was and kind of is like, well, then why do you have a director whose statement is like, I want to make this as anti-anime as possible?
So was the manga not originally a critique?
No, the manga does have, I think, like all those elements in it, but it's like also has like a very good flow to it as a manga.
Hmm.
Like you can critique a story without having to be like malicious towards the medium.
That's fair. I don't think this anime is very anti-anime. I don't know, it feels like another anime to me.
Well, it's more like in the sense of like, oh yeah, well, I'm going to have it be that all this action is grounded, and yet the best episode is probably the Bat Devil fight scene episode, and that was done purposely, like as not human as possible.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'll say this now, if you don't mind, just a little bit of a spoiler. But when your final fight of the season leaves me very, very unimpressed,
Oh
and
boy.
you were hyping it up,
Oh boy. That's not good.
yeah, and that was done by the director of the show. Also, his first time directing, and he's known for having just very bland uh, composition.
I don't know. I really enjoyed the Eternity arc. Like, I think that was really
Oh no,
interesting
no,
arc.
the arc is good. I just do not care for like the action bit at the end. Like the action bit at the end, I'm like,
Yeah,
okay,
there's not really an action bit to be there. It's like he jumps in and then 3 days pass and then the fight's over. It's like, what? What?
yeah.
But like honestly, I don't know if it would have been because like they would have had to cut other stuff or make a whole new episode to put in a fight, and I don't think either would have worked that well.
Well, I think well, here's the thing: you don't necessarily have to cut in much. You can just show a bit more of the fight and make it original.
Yeah,
Like,
but
oh,
don't they have like episode lengths
compared
they're
to
trying
the
to hit?
other. Well, yes, but also, um, it's how you can sometimes do this thing called foregoing an intro.
Yeah, that's fair. No, that's fair. That's valid. All right. I mean, if we're gonna talk about the intro, the opening song is really good.
Yeah, I think we'll tackle the EDs next time, but we can definitely touch upon the OP
Oh,
right now.
I love that OD. It's one of those ones that have made it into my personal playlist.
Oh yeah, no, Kickback is such a good song. I really like it. It's done by the same person who did Peace Sign.
Oh, so that's why I love it because I love Peace Sign a lot. That makes sense.
Yeah, no, he's yeah, no, it's a really good song.
Yeah.
um, but yeah, there's also other than like that, like the opening shot is a little bit weird in my opinion, but like other than that, I think the OP is great.
I'm trying to. I don't remember much of like the shots in it. But the one shot I do remember is just Power and Denji just like pumping their arms up and down as the camera pans around them. I don't know why, but that's like one of my favorite shots of the OP.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I like yeah, it's mostly the what is it? The it's like the opening shot where they're all walking and whatnot.
I'd have to
Because they
look at
use
it
like
again.
It's not that it's bad. They just some of the shots, if you like, because they linger just a little bit,
Yeah,
you can kind of notice some like wonky shots of the CG.
yeah.
But that's more a personal thing on my part. Um,
All right, how? So the opening shot of them walking, you said?
mhm,
Oh yeah, no, I do see it.
yeah. I'm like, it's not bad. It just some like to my keen eye, I am going to catch those odd frames in between every single time.
Aki doesn't really look like Aki in that shot for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Like the other, yeah, their faces all look off.
Yeah, but I do like the idea of like the first like I think it's like 15 seconds of the OP or so. Like it's all a whole bunch of references to different movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like some of them I recognized.
Well,
Um,
maybe for the next episode, or unless you want to go through them all, because I don't remember those.
like what do you mean?
Like I don't know what like you'll have to like unless you can list off the ones you know. We could talk about it next time because I don't really remember which
Yeah,
episodes.
I no, I'm talking about like the movie references
Yeah,
in
I
the
mean the
OP.
movie references. Like I don't know which ones you're referring to. Like what shots are movie references. If you can remember which ones they are, go for it. But
It's like literally the entire like first like 30 seconds leading up to the movie, like the shot of them in the movies.
like
Literally every single one of those shots is a
no,
reference to
I'm
the
saying
movie.
I'm saying if you can list what they're
But
references to.
I do not remember the references to all of them. I know at least like one of them is Pulp Fiction,
All
but
right,
a lot of it is B grade horror films,
that makes sense.
um, which also makes a lot of sense considering like that's very much where a lot of the inspiration for the monster designs in this movie or not movie in the anime came from.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, to say that I remember every single one or know every single movie that's being referenced, I'd say just go check out the What's in an OP by Mother's Basement on that.
All right.
Because I do not remember off the top of my head, and nor do I feel like mentioning it because I only know like the Pulp Fiction reference.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but otherwise, do we want to move into the Bat Devil arc?
Go for it. Yeah,
Um, so what do you think of the Bat Devil arc?
I enjoyed it. I again, I think I mean, I will admit that I also kind of fell for Power's trick, but I am very gullible.
Oh, don't worry, I fell for it too. But also in hindsight, I'm like,
Yeah, it
yeah, I
makes
should have picked
sense.
up on it.
Yeah, I should have figured it out, but
I'm like, it was like obvious, but at the same time, not too obvious. So I'm like, I can't exactly fault the show on that. I just don't care too much about the whole saving the cat plot. I'm like, I love cats, but you aren't gonna make me feel sympathy over a character for a fictional one.
yeah.
It's like the one of the first things used in a different series that I want to cover uses it as like a motivation to hate the bad guy, and I'm like, well, I already hate the bad guy. This is just like literally doing nothing for me. Or like, I already disliked him. You didn't need to enforce it more with animal cruelty.
Yeah. No, that is fair.
Um, but yeah, I guess really, um, the two like characters that we mainly are introduced to in this arc are Aki and Power. So, what are your thoughts on them?
I've said it before, Aki, especially before we learn his backstory, Aki's a prick. But he
Yeah.
becomes more likable after his first introduction. Like his first introduction, I understand it was probably their goal to make him seem like a prick.
Well, I mean, it's very much. like because we're supposed to be in Denji's shoes in this case.
But like I definitely feel for him the most out of the main cast.
Yeah, I
Because I
think
too would be annoyed if I had Denji and Power living in my house.
yeah, to be fair, really, I can only feel sympathy towards that man for
Well,
having to deal with all of that.
it's like while I am probably closer to Denji and Power in how I live, I would be driven insane if I had someone like that doing it to me.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I mean,
I mean
especially
his
power.
yeah, his first introduction of just coming in and then beating up Denji is well, it's annoying, but like once we learn his backstory of like yeah, and then probably how many partners he's lost because they weren't in it for the right reasons.
Mhm.
I get it. I also find it freaking hilarious that Denji keeps kicking him in the nuts.
That part is actually pretty funny.
That is so fun because like it makes sense because like Aki was trained to fight like in the public eye. Denji was trained by the Yakuza. It was killer. It was take dirty shots or die.
It also just I feel like it's one of those things that's never acknowledged in like shonen battles or anything like that.
Yeah, it's like it makes sense. Who cares about honor? If you want to win, kick him in the nuts.
Yeah, I know.
It's like you have a. You might as well put a. You might as well. It might as well be a glowing eye in a Zelda game.
Mhm.
It's the weak spot. Aim for it.
Yeah, no, that is like the one thing I'll give the show. Like sometimes their comedy does really hit it out of the park,
Oh no, that
especially the episode 7, just in general.
which one was 7?
The last one, the one with where
I.
they were in the bar.
All right. So yeah, I couldn't remember if it was just the bar, if there was more to it than besides the bar.
Yeah, it was pretty much just the bar.
No, that was pretty funny.
Yeah. Um, but yeah. Otherwise, Bat Devil, I just don't care that much about
No,
as an
besides
antagonist.
the only thing the only thing it has going for itself is the fact that it's the best action in the series so far.
Yeah, and even then, I wasn't that captivated by it.
No, not
Maybe
really.
perhaps because at the same time, there was actually really well animated action going on in Bleach. Like some really dang good animated action.
Nice. Yeah. I don't know. I enjoyed it. If I enjoyed the fight, I do. I don't know. It kind of felt like a Deus Ex Machina when Aki came in to fight the. What was the other demon? It was like a worm demon.
Yeah, the Worm Demon.
Yeah, like
Really, really weird demon choice, but yeah.
yeah, it just kind of felt like a little out of nowhere when he came in and just one shot it.
Yeah, but I mean, you kind of need at least your protagonist to be alive. That's like, I
Yeah,
think, the one character who probably will not die.
yeah, but I mean, hey, at least they didn't pull a full JJK and kill him in the 5th episode, only for
I
him to
mean,
be brought back.
yeah, but I mean, even then, like, we knew Sukuna's powers, and we knew, like,
Oh, we
we
knew
introduced her
Itadori wasn't gonna
character.
die, but just like
I
how
mean,
we knew
it's,
Denji's not gonna die.
yeah. I can't speak for sure on that. I have a pretty good feeling that that won't happen.
That Denji's not gonna die.
Yeah.
I don't know. He might, but if it's supposed to be a critique, how often do the main characters die? I feel like if they were gonna do it, they'd do it because it's a very common thing to happen. It doesn't seem very common for protagonists to die in shonen.
It's
Unless I've been watching only the shonens where people don't die.
fake out shonen deaths have happened a lot.
All right.
You've only seen one of them.
Which oh was that
There's there's another pretty well like pretty good example one.
what's that? Or are we gonna
Uh,
cover it so you're not gonna spoil it?
we're gonna cover it, so I don't want to exactly spoil it.
Fair enough.
I'm like that's why I also was pretty vague on the animal cruelty one because it's another one that I want to cover, but
Oh wait, you said that was another one? Oh, I wasn't even paying attention.
yeah,
All right.
yeah, but those ones I'm like it's not necessarily bad. I think talking about probably was the one to like kind of do it first. I wouldn't say it's like the first, like it was the first one for sure, but
Wait,
it was definitely the
I
first well-known one.
accidentally deafened myself right as you said the title of whatever you were saying about. Because I was trying to tell myself to do not disturb. What was that?
Oh no, no, I didn't say any title or anything. I
Uh,
was just talking about like fake out protagonist deaths.
uh,
The one that I was talking about was probably the first one well known for doing it, but I can't say it was the first one that actually went through with doing that sort of thing.
huh, now I'm curious because I genuinely can't think of any other animes that I know of that have done one. Would I know? Would I know the title already?
It's a pretty popular title, so I'm pretty sure you know it.
It's not Bleach, is it?
No,
All right. Now I want to
no,
play the guessing game. Is it old or new?
it's newer. Came out in the 2010s.
2010s, and we haven't covered it yet.
Yes.
Is it on the list of stuff that I wanted to do?
Let me see. I'm pretty sure it probably is. Um, yeah, yeah, it's on there.
Sorry for the tangent, but now I want to know.
You want to play the guessing game?
I
I'm fine with that.
do. All right. Um, it's not Black Clover. I know that. Definitely not Haikyuu. Not Sao. I think Fire Force is too new. Hunter x Hunter.
It is. It does fit the time period that I said,
Uh,
but it's not that one. It's,
Hunter x Hunter is definitely too new, right?
no, Hunter x Hunter, or at least the one that we'd be covering, did come out in that, like, at least the anime did. But the
Yeah.
manga's been going on since, like, the late 90s.
It's not Shield Hero. It's not Death Note. My guess is either FMAB, ReZero, or No Game No Life, but I could be wrong on all of those. Oh, please tell me it's not JoJo's.
Uh, no, it's not JoJo's.
Thank God. I don't
No,
think it's
JoJo.
FMAB. I don't think it's Full Metal.
It's, it's none of the ones you listed.
Oh, cool. So, are you sure it's on my list?
Oh yeah, no, no, it's on there.
The only one left I
It's
haven't mentioned is Erased. Is it Erased?
no, I think you may have missed one just because the strike line beside it, but
JJK and Demon Slayer are the only two on my list that are striked.
I know, but like there might be one above one of those striked ones that you may have missed.
Oh, I see it. Yeah, that makes sense. All right. AOT.
Mm-hmm.
Really? He dies?
They do a fake out death, but yes.
Hmm. I mean, I already know most of the plot of that. Isn't it actually if you go back to the old episodes that are featured in the the scenes where he travels back through time somehow, he's actually always been in the background?
No, he's not actually in the background, but the dialogue that's said around those scenes does make it pretty sus.
Well, I mean, speaking of characters like that, if you actually watch Puss in Boots, in the opening fight against the giant stone giant, you can actually, if you freeze the frame at the right time, you can see Death hiding in the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was
Yeah, I've
really
heard
cool.
about that. Speaking of, are we gonna do that soon or
At some point, yeah,
okay?
I'll have to figure out sometime we can do it.
But yeah. Anything else to say on the Bad Devil arc, or are we moving on to the final arc?
I think we can move on.
All right, so the Eternity Devil arc. What do you think?
I enjoyed it only because it was very SCP esque, and I really love when shows do stuff like that. For those of
Fair
you that
enough.
don't know, SCP is a it's very similar to like creepypasta, but more like science based, where where like a collection of authors will write their own monsters, and then there's this organization that contains them, and it's all in this one big universe. It's very reminiscent to oh, what is it? There's actually a couple like it. There's like the Infinite Stairway, and then there's there's a hallway that just loops infinitely. Both of those I feel kind of fit the vibe of this.
Mm-hmm.
So I really enjoy it. Um,
What did you think of the characters that were introduced?
I find that I mean I feel like they're the most realistic characters in the show. Like as soon as the demon says, "Hey, we'll let you go if you give us Denji's body," they're like, "Bet," and tries to kill him immediately.
Yeah, Kobeni.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and both of them. I mean, both of them take a shot at him.
um,
At some point in this arc, both of them take a shot because originally the girl goes after him, and then at
I
the
know,
end,
I
the
know
guy takes
Kobeni
an
does.
axe at guy tries to get him the guy tries to kill him and ends up hitting Aki instead.
I think that was Kobeni both times.
Really, I thought it was the guy the second time.
Nope,
Huh?
Kobeni both times.
Nice.
She is like the most normal character in the show.
Yeah.
I have to put that in very quotes, like
No,
high quotes,
it.
though.
I mean, like, can you blame her? She didn't
Well,
want to be a part of this life.
oh
Of
no,
course.
no, no, I know. I'm just saying, normal is subjective.
Yeah, but definitely the most relatable character in the show.
Yeah, no, she is definitely the one closest to down to earth.
Yeah, like I don't know. Yeah, it's like I get everyone has the moral high ground. Nah, what most people would probably feel like.
Hmm. Well, I mean, I will say the situation behind her thing is, I think, uncommon, but probably not unlikely.
Severely messed up. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I don't want to touch upon
Nope, not really.
what was said,
There's a
but
reason we haven't covered SAO because there's a lot of topics that I just don't want to talk about. And
well, I mean, we probably there's an easy way to sidestep it around SAO. It's literally Kopeni's defining backstory.
yeah, but yeah, unfortunately, the part with SAO is that the fight scene that takes place at the same time that awful scene is going on is awesome. It's a pretty interesting fight scene. It just sucks that it's in the middle of one of the worst parts of the show.
Oh yeah, no, no, like I won't disagree. Just yeah, I feel it's pretty easy to talk around.
Yeah,
If you want to talk about Kopeni's backstory, no.
I mean we could just say yeah, her sister was always the favorite child, and she has to do whatever she can to pay for her sister's life. So I mean, easy way to talk about it. Just do not talk about what the other option was.
Yeah, yeah, I guess yeah, just exclude the other option.
Yeah, there was no other option. It was only this, and no matter what the show tells you, it's lying.
Well, more of even Kobeni herself said, yeah, this is pretty much the only choice. I wasn't gonna do the other thing.
Yeah,
So it's not even like it's wrong by the character, per se.
yeah.
I do actually find that I'll probably save this for the ED thing, but yeah, I don't. Do you know when the show is set?
No, I just assume in modern time.
It's set in the 1990s.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
The more you know.
Yeah, I'm like, so there's going to be a little bit of difference in technology.
That makes sense, I guess. I never really thought about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I'm like, I saw that, and I'm like, oh, huh, that it's pretty interesting. I'm curious to see if it'll play into anything, but
Mm, I don't know. You said in the 90s?
mm-hmm.
Quick, when was Sandy? No, that's messed up. I can't say that.
Well, also, I don't think that necessarily affects Japan per se.
Yeah, but I mean, it could be the creation of the Gun Devil.
To be fair,
Or when
it
was
pro-
the other one that was at the high school that I now refuse to say the names of because I realized how messed up that joke was?
um, yeah, I forget, but
Oh wait, no, I think the first joke I made was in the early aughts. I think the other one would have been not funny, but more accurate.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, I do enjoy a lot of the interactions within the hotel, though.
Oh yeah, I think it does some of the best work for the characters.
Yeah, I think honestly, it's probably the best like character work arc.
Yeah,
Honestly,
no, I'd agree with it.
um, yeah. Otherwise, like, I guess we do finally get introduced to the main goal of the show,
Yeah,
in the Gun Devil, and trying to collect pieces of it in order to find it.
yeah.
But yeah. Otherwise, this is very much why I'm like, not much happens further. And I'm like,
No, that's fair.
but up for doing it. But regardless, yeah. Any other thoughts? I guess. Do you want to get into the bar scene, or
Yeah, we can. I guess.
I do find I do find the first kiss thing like at the
Oh, that
end
was
being like
hilarious.
a yeah.
I mean, I feel bad for Denji, but man, that was friggin' hilarious.
Hmm. Yeah, no, I'm like it sucks, but also that's a pretty funny way to circumvent the whole thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess I don't know. There's, I really struggle to like find stuff to say for this show. A lot of times because I'm just like,
It exists. I mean, that's kind of how I feel about it.
yeah, I'm like a lot of the times I feel like it's interesting, but like
I don't
I
have
don't know.
much to say.
It's hard to say a lot of substance per se happens.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with that. It's a good show, but feels like it feels like simultaneously it's doing too much and not enough at the same time.
I feel like part of that may just be the anime, but I don't know. That's potentially just also my potential like not favoring of how it sounds like this anime adaptation was handled.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
Because I'm like, oh, let's just see. I find. Yeah. Yeah, here, let me. This is what it looked like him finishing off the Eternity Devil in the manga looked like.
Oh, that is cool. So, when was it stated before the Eternity Devil fight that he could drink blood to refuel the chainsaws?
It was never like really stated, but I mean, to like it seems like I don't know if I want to say obvious per se, but like considering that other devils have been like, oh yeah, I want to drink blood and whatnot, in
Yeah,
order
I
to like,
guess it's just I never really kind of put two and two together and what all that meant for him.
it's just because he is like a devil himself, you know.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
But yeah, otherwise, I don't think I have much else to say for
Yeah, me neither.
this part. But yeah, I look forward to covering the next part.
Yeah,
Just
definitely.
to get your opinions on it. I certainly have some opinions. That I've kind of stated here, but I'll get into a bit more.
Hmm.
and then we'll rank the EDs
Yeah.
because that'll be pretty fun.
So then you said there was one unique one for each episode, right?
Yes. I'll be able to actually probably just send you like a playlist of them because
Hmm.
Mappa collected them all on their channel, so they're
Nice.
pretty easy to find. But otherwise, I think that about covers it.
Yeah.
So until next time,
Thank you all so
uh,
much for watching. As always, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll be back next time. Bye
yeah,
bye!
bye.